Our worst nightmare. This water heater is leaking up here. So it looks like I'm gonna have to do something about this real quick. My current situation, I'm in the attic. Drove up and saw my alternate drain line from the water heater leaking outside the house. And I went upstairs, my water heater sitting in had water in it, so the water heater shot. So Benjamin and I, we just got this shorty 40-gallon tank up the access ladder into the attic. Here we go. So now the objective is to get over here to that one right there. You got two of them up here. The one on the right is leaking, so I'm about to remove some of these braces right here so I can have a clear access through here. I don't know who came up with the bright of putting water heaters in the attic. And not only did they put them in the attic, but they put them behind the furnace and the AC unit, which makes the homeowner job tougher. Now, you can pay somebody to do it, but I don't normally do that. So something that I can do myself. This may be about a $2,000 job. So I spent about $700 on the water heater, gas water heater, and I'm putting in the sweat equity. Literally, I'm sweating. Not figuratively, literally I'm sweating. But this is the unit. And the water heaters are behind that big return vent. So y'all stick around. I'll update you as I go. Hell of a job. Right now the gas is turned off. So what I'm about to do is unhook this yellow line. Then I'm gonna unscrew this from the pilot box there. And that way I can cut that relief valve, and then I'll unhook those water lines, and I'll be able to move it out the way. But as you can see, it's leaking. This is what's leaking. I believe this one here is a little bit newer, because if you look down in there, you don't see any rust. So this one might have been changed once by the previous homeowner. You see the difference? That's where the pipe wrench come in handy. this off. And then screw it back on. Making some progress, people. Right now we're gonna undo these nuts. This is the main entry point here from the main water source line. Right here, it comes in cold. Once this fills up hot, it goes through this line and come to the second 40-gallon tank. So we're gonna undo these unions here on the hot side. And on the cold side right there. Still got a little water. Give it a few more minutes and we'll continue to let it drain. What I'm gonna do is get out this attic for a while. It's still draining quite a bit. I'm gonna give it some time to drain, and by the time that water level gets low enough, I'll be able to come back up here and disconnect this and move it out of the way. So y'all stay tuned, don't go nowhere. Got the new one over here sitting to the side. So just waiting on the old one to drain where we can move it out of the way. I'm on the outside now. That small line there, you see where the water is coming from. That's your release valve on the side of your water heater. Those big lines there, that's connected to the pan that the water heater sit in. So if you see it leaking from the small line, that means your release valve has popped out or whatever, and it's relieving water through it. So that's the way I'm draining that heater that I'm about to change. And you see a little drip coming from the big one there. That's where the water was in the pan. So once this water stops draining, it tells me the water heater is empty. Then I can go back in the attic and do what I need to do to disconnect it totally from the lines and replace it. But y'all stick around, don't go nowhere. I'm gonna educate you. And it's something you can do. You don't have to pay nobody to do it. The water heater's up in the attic. You just need a little manpower to get it up there. Now, it's been draining for a while now. It's a 40-gallon tank, so coming out of that little 3/4 inch line. So hopefully it'll be drained here shortly. It's been draining for about an hour now. But let's see how much longer it's gonna be. All right, now we got the water line disconnected and everything should be drained now. Still feel like we got something in here. I don't know if I'm gonna take this tank down or just leave it in the attic, but we'll see. What I had to do to this release valve, I just went ahead and took my PVC cutters and cut it, because this here is welded, soldered onto this coupler here. So when I put my wrench there to try to turn it, it was turning that pipe over there too. So I went ahead and cut it, and I'm gonna let it finish draining. And I bought some couplers here so now I can go ahead and unscrew it from there And then when I put this back on the new one, I'll just go ahead and cement glue it back on. Just an easier way of doing it instead of having to sweat the pipe. Because I didn't buy this fitting here. I didn't buy one of those. So I just use my cement glue and use this coupler and put that pipe back together. I'm back. We got Bryce and I got the hot water heater down, the old one. I don't know if you can see him that well back there, but he probably not too happy here in the attic sweating with me. But hey, that's what you got to do sometimes. You learn, this is how you learn. Save yourself a buck or two, son. We got the old one down. So now we get ready to put the new one in place. And I'll bring you guys back on once we get that in place and start fitting it. All right, got the new one in place. And I was cleaning from the water inlet on the hot and the cold side where the rubber gaskets kind of dry rotted. So I went and bought some new gaskets so I can reuse these same unions, because if not, I wouldn't have been able to use those same unions. I was going to have to cut that copper line and sweat for the newer style unions. So thank God I found some rubber gaskets for it. So I'm just cleaning them out. And I'll put the new gaskets in there. Go ahead and hook the water lines up. Got that one done. You always want to replace the gaskets and clean the surface as best if you can, because this is a job you don't want to have to revisit anytime soon. Not like it's in the easiest location for you to get to. So I'll pick you guys back up in a second. Let me show you the gaskets. Rubber gasket. We use that little black deal there. That'll fit on top like so. Then it'll go up in the bottom of here. Keep anything from getting down in those lines. Pipe dope on. that one open. Almost 9 o'clock and I'm still up here sweating. So I'm gonna install the hot water side just like I did the cold water side, and I'll bring you guys back on in a few. All right, now I got the hot and cold water lines connected. I'm gonna work my way down to the bottom. I think I might start with this relief valve right here. We'll go ahead and link it back together. I gotta first tighten it up. I'll put some pipe glue on it, tighten it up, and then I'll put my plumber's glue on here and glue that back. Well, I might wait till last. I'm gonna hook up this gas line and stuff, and then I'll do that last just in case I need to position it. I don't want to have a line in a bind. So we're gonna work our way down a little bit lower. So this is what we want to focus on. Look like this thing may be plastic going in here. So I'm gonna hold it. It's the GP. Torque I'm gonna put on that. I think I got enough horsepower on that. Now we're gonna go ahead and attach the gas line back. From a crescent. There we go. All right, we got that done. Moving right along. So now, clean the sweat. We're gonna address that problem. We're gonna go ahead and glue this. Turn the gas on. We're gonna light it. This is taking longer than normal. I should have been done, but I turned the water valve off in here. I thought it was still draining. I thought it should have been drained, but what happened, I didn't turn the water off outside, and that's what was still draining cold water. So once I turned that off, it went on and drained. But I poured it around for that. Was that about an hour longer than normal? There we go. So instead of buying a whole new expansion valve or relief valve, I just cut it and bought a 70-cent coupler. Let's work. I already had the pipe glue around the house, so that didn't cost anything. I always buy extra. I'll just leave this up here in between the water heaters on that platform, just in case I ever need it. I got one. And now on to lighting this bad boy. Let's look at what it says. Alright, there's glass down here. It's going to show us the pilot. Go ahead and turn the gas back on. Right now, let me clean my glasses. It says gas control. The igniter, this is the igniter. Okay. Says turn it to the off position. Wait 10 minutes to clear out any gas. If you then smell, stop. Smell gas, stop, follow B. Alright, so we're gonna wait 10 minutes. All right, guys, I waited my 10 minutes, and I turned the knob to pilot, and I pressed it in, and while pressing it in, I clicked this 1 time per second up to 90 seconds until this status light started blinking like you see it doing now. Once that started blinking, I then adjusted my water temperature, so you can go low or you can go high. And I think I'm gonna put it on hot, low or hot, so I got it right on hot. So I'm gonna phone my wife and tell her to go turn the water on. While I'm up here, I'm just verifying that the other water heater is working properly. I can see the flames through the sight glass there, and I got it just not that hot, but just before hot. So we're gonna take a look in the sight glass of the new one, see what we can see. You can see the flames are kicking in there also. Hey, I want to thank you guys for coming along with me on this ride where I showed you guys how to install a gas water heater in the attic. It took a little longer than normal. This was my first time changing a gas water heater. I've changed the electric water heaters several times, but this is my first for a gas water heater. But it wasn't that bad. The hardest part was just getting it up the attic ladder and getting it, you know, between these rafters and stuff like that, support rafters and whatnot. But other than that, it wasn't bad at all. The learning experience, I think I did it pretty efficiently given the circumstances. With that being said, I think I'm gonna end this video. I showed you guys the pilot and showed you that it was lit on both water heaters. So it seems like the water heater I changed, the previous owners didn't replace it, but it looked like they might have to replace the one to the left. And looked like this one here was replaced. And the reason I say that, you know, right in here on the one I replaced, it was all rusted out. This one here looks fairly new, just like the new one looks. So if I had to guess, I'm guessing that this was the newest one out of the two. But once again, hey, thank you guys for tuning in. God bless you. A lot of this stuff you can do yourself. I think this would have cost me about $1,500 or more, maybe even $2,000, because it was located in the labor and the product. And I spent, I think, $700 at Lowe's for this thing, roughly. I found out I had to run to Home Depot and get a connector. They had it for $5.59, but it was made by Rheem. These are A.O. Smiths. That's the brand these water heaters are. But could have saved a few dollars, but I normally don't shop at Home Depot. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Just know that a lot of this stuff you can do yourself if you know, just take your time and use common sense. I want to thank my two boys, Benjamin and Bryce. Ben helped me get the new one up. And Bryce helped me take the old one down and put the new one in position. And lastly, my wife, I showed her the water cut-off valve outside. So once I got everything set up to where I'm ready for the water to be turned on, I called her and told her what to do. She went outside and turned it on for me. So it was all a team effort, good teamwork.